Mastering preventive action planning. Someone's hiding behind mismatched preventive actions and operational goals. Who in our organization is responsible for ensuring that the purpose of preventive action planning is aligned with our operational excellence goals, and how do they demonstrate its contribution to achieving those goals? In order to ensure that the purpose of preventive action planning is aligned with operational excellence goals, a designated individual or team should be assigned responsibility for overseeing the integration of preventive action planning into the organization's operational excellence strategy. This individual or team, hereafter referred to as the Preventive Action Planning Champion, should possess a deep understanding of the organization's operational excellence goals and objectives, as well as expertise in preventive action planning principles and methods. The Preventive Action Planning Champion's primary responsibility is to ensure that preventive action planning is embedded into the organization's operational excellence culture, and that it is driven by a proactive approach to risk management and continuous improvement. This involves 1. Aligning preventive action planning with operational excellence goals. The Preventive Action Planning Champion should analyze the organization's operational excellence goals and objectives, and identify opportunities where preventive action planning can contribute to achieving those goals. This involves reviewing existing goals and objectives, identifying gaps, and developing new goals and objectives that incorporate preventive action planning principles. 2. Establishing a preventive action planning framework. The Preventive Action Planning Champion should develop a comprehensive framework for preventive action planning that is tailored to the organization's specific needs and goals. This framework should outline the steps required to identify, analyze, and mitigate risks, as well as the processes and procedures for implementing preventive actions. 3. Developing preventive action planning metrics and key performance indicators, KPIs. The Preventive Action Planning Champion should establish metrics and KPIs to measure the effectiveness of preventive action planning in achieving operational excellence goals. These metrics and KPIs should be aligned with the organization's overall operational excellence metrics and KPIs, ensuring a cohesive approach to measurement and evaluation. 4. Providing training and awareness. The Preventive Action Planning Champion should develop and deliver training programs to educate employees on the principles and benefits of preventive action planning, as well as its role in achieving operational excellence goals. This training should be designed to equip employees with the skills and knowledge necessary to identify and mitigate risks, and to implement preventive actions. 5. Facilitating collaboration and communication. The Preventive Action Planning Champion should foster a culture of collaboration and communication across departments and functions to ensure that preventive action planning is integrated into daily operations and that risks are identified and mitigated proactively. To demonstrate the contribution of preventive action planning to achieving operational excellence goals, the Preventive Action Planning Champion should 1. Conduct regular reviews and assessments. The Preventive Action Planning Champion should conduct regular reviews and assessments of the organization's preventive action planning efforts to identify areas for improvement and opportunities for growth. 2. Analyze data and metrics. The Preventive Action Planning Champion should analyze data and metrics to measure the effectiveness of preventive action planning in achieving operational excellence goals and objectives. 3. Report to senior leadership. The Preventive Action Planning Champion should report regularly to senior leadership on the progress and effectiveness of preventive action planning, highlighting successes, challenges, and areas for improvement. 4. Identify and share best practices. The Preventive Action Planning Champion should identify and share best practices in preventive action planning across the organization, facilitating knowledge sharing and continuous improvement. 5. Continuously improve the preventive action planning process. The Preventive Action Planning Champion should continuously review and refine the preventive action planning process, ensuring that it remains aligned with the organization's operational excellence goals and objectives. By fulfilling these responsibilities, The Preventive Action Planning Champion can ensure that preventive action planning is fully integrated into the organization's operational excellence strategy, contributing to the achievement of operational excellence goals and objectives. As I sat down with the leadership team of a major manufacturing company, I couldn't help but think about the importance of aligning purpose with action. The company was struggling to implement an effective preventive action planning system, and it was clear that the disconnect between their operational excellence goals and the purpose of the planning was at the root of the problem. The team was comprised of seasoned professionals, each with their own area of expertise. But as we dug deeper, I realized that they were operating in silos, each focused on their own objectives without considering the broader implications. It was like trying to navigate a complex maze without a clear map. I asked them to take a step back and think about why they were implementing a preventive action planning system in the first place. What were they trying to achieve? What were the core values that drove their decision-making? The room fell silent as they realized they didn't have a clear answer. That's when I shared a personal anecdote with them. I recalled an incident where I was involved in a project that went horribly wrong due to a lack of alignment between purpose and action. We had set out to improve efficiency, but in the process, we compromised on safety, which ultimately led to a costly mistake. It was a hard-won lesson that I never forgot. I encouraged the team to do the same, to think about their own experiences, where a lack of alignment had led to undesirable outcomes. As they shared their stories, a pattern emerged. They all recognized the importance of aligning purpose with action, but they didn't know how to ensure that alignment in their daily operations. That's when we started to brainstorm. What if we could create a system that would allow them to identify and prioritize potential risks, and then develop strategies to mitigate those risks? What if we could establish clear key performance indicators, KPIs, that would measure the effectiveness of their preventive action planning? And what if we could incentivize team members to think critically and creatively, encouraging them to challenge assumptions and speak up when they saw potential issues? The energy in the room shifted as the team began to envision a different future, one where their preventive action planning system was an integral part of their operational excellence goals. They started to see the possibilities: reduced downtime, increased productivity, and improved quality. But I knew that the journey was far from over. Implementing such a system would require buy-in from every level of the organization, as well as a willingness to challenge existing processes and procedures. It would require courage, persistence, and a commitment to continuous improvement. As we wrapped up the meeting, I felt a sense of hope and optimism. The team had taken the first step towards aligning their purpose with action, and I knew that the journey ahead would be filled with challenges and opportunities. But I also knew that they were on the path to achieving operational excellence, and that the preventive action planning system would be a critical component of that journey. In the months that followed, the team worked tirelessly to implement the system. They encountered setbacks and obstacles along the way, but they persevered, always keeping their eyes on the prize. And slowly but surely, the results started to materialize: reduced downtime, improved quality, and increased productivity. As I looked back on that experience, I realized that the journey had taught me just as much as it had taught the team. I had learned that aligning purpose with action requires more than just good intentions. It requires a willingness to challenge assumptions, to listen to diverse perspectives, and to prioritize critical thinking and creativity. And I had learned that when we put in the effort to do things right, the results can be truly transformative.